Hello, fellow leggers. You're joining us in London once again for a theatrical trip. We're in the West End.
Yes, we're at the Noel Theatre today to see a brand new supernatural thriller. There ain't many of them around.
There isn't many ghost stories around, apart from Ghost Story, which ran for a while.
And the Woman in Black.
And the Woman in Black.
And all the other ones that there are. But this
but they
one,
don't usually come by that often.
This one, 222, which is boasting quite an impressive cast and creative. So I'm interested in this, and if you are too, stick around to find out all of our thoughts.
Find out how many stars.
And whether it's break a leg or leg it.
I'm excited that things are happening again.
Yeah.
And back in, Noel Theatre is usually where I have dear Evan Hansen, but this is in as a stopgap, is that right? And then Hansen is coming back in later?
Yes, it is due back in towards the end of the year.
Right.
Hopefully with the same cast as before. Hopefully our lovely Jack is back. That would be nice.
Our lovely Jack.
Our lovely Jack.
We've claimed him.
Yeah, he's our Jack now. But we're not here to talk about that.
222 is what it's all about.
222, and it's like the time 222. Like on the posters, it's a digital clock and all of that shizzle. So you're probably wondering what it is, what's it about.
What do we need to know, Lega Simon?
It's calling itself a ghost story. It's about a family, a couple that move into a new house, and the wife believes the house to be haunted. She's very, very paranormal, quite spiritual. But her husband, on the other hand, is massively sceptical and thinks, what a load of old crap.
Sounds like drama.
It sounds like drama.
Good discussion.
It feels a bit like paranormal activity. That's sort of like there's a house and things. Anyway, they have another couple over for dinner. They get talking about it and they decide to stay up throughout the night to find out what's going on.
Okay, sounds interesting.
Now, Jenny, the lead, sort of more mystical, spiritual character, is being played by Lily Allen.
As in the singer musical Allen?
As in the musical Allen.
The famous dad who's also an actor.
Keith Allen. And the famous brother, Alfie Allen.
Oh my goodness.
Who are both actors, but I've never seen her act in anything.
Interesting.
But I've long loved her music.
I think great. She's very grounded, I always thought.
Yeah, she seems really great, really grounded, and her work is sort of like satirical, political, quite cutting. I love Lily Allen. Check out her work if you can.
Okay,
also in the cast is Hadley Fraser.
Yes.
Hadley Fraser, wife of Rosalie Craig.
Yes, we've seen him do loads.
Yeah,
He's a
Young Frankenstein.
City of Angels.
He's done Les Mis and Phantom.
All of the big singing shows. He's got a great vocal, as well as a great actor as well.
Established West End.
Yeah.
Also, we've got Julia Chan and Jake Wood. Jake Wood, known as Max Branning from EastEnders. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't watch EastEnders, but obviously he'll have a following.
Okay, I know who he is.
And the creative team for this are actually pretty sensational, and I know you hate getting your expectations up.
I do.
But it's been directed by Matthew Dunster, who did Hangmen.
Yes.
And
very Dark Matter, both of which we enjoyed.
Yeah, both of which we enjoyed. Anna Fleischl is doing the set, who also did Hangmen and Very Dark Matter, and a load of other things that we've really loved. And also on sound, and I always think sound for a ghost story is critical. You've got to be frightened of things that go bump in the night.
Build up a bit of atmosphere.
Yes, Ian Dickinson, who
he's
has
done loads of stuff.
Yeah, Tony Award nominations, he's done Company. Look up him and you'll be surprised at the list of credits that he's got and the things he's done. The sound has always stood out for me as something to remember, whereas often it can be lost.
Okay.
So very excited about that. We're also apparently promised fights and illusions.
Well, like I said, I don't like expectations.
It's probably just from the other audience members, because we went to the theatre last night and I said, God, what I've not missed. And
it's theatre etiquette.
It's theatre etiquette. So if there's any fights, it might not just be on stage.
Anyway, do we have an interval?
Yeah, we have an interval. It's running at about 2 hours, 15 minutes, including an interval.
Right.
So an hour, a break, an hour.
Right.
I've heard if you want to get your drinks, this is sort of running a bit. I mean, put a drinks order in advance if you can. The queue for the bars are bad.
But the sun is out here in London,
so obviously we're heading indoors.
Indoors.
That makes sense. But catch us at our 30-second interval breakdown.
And at the end to hear all of our thoughts and find out how many stars.
See you soon, fellow leggers. Woo!
Fellow leggers, we've come to the interval, which means it's time for the breaker leggers.
30-second interval breakdown.
So, what do you think so far?
Look, it's not for me. Like, the genre is not for me. I'm thinking of those like Peter Hill, House on Cold Hill things that we've seen before.
Yes.
It just feels a little bit tacky, slightly predictable, and a bit OTT. What about you?
I think this is one of the hardest genres to convert to stage to build up that tension. There's some shocks within it, but there's just some dynamics within the directing and acting that I'm just not enjoying. Some performances are, our performance is better than the others and overshadows them, so let's see what happens. Fellow Legos, we've come to the end of 222. Is it 222? 2.22? Whatever it's called. Have you got a pun?
Yeah,
Okay, what is it?
it's 2 stars. Let's just spoiler alert. That's it.
Should we put it on now?
I can't even. Like, that's it. It's all the 2s because it's just worth a 2.
2 stars. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I
so
guess
we've already done it earlier. I mean, who cares about the format, right? And talking about format, it's so done before, guys. Like, I just feel I've seen it. And I want to, if you're going to bring this genre to the stage, you've got to make it something different. You've got to make it worthy of the setting. And for me, it just added nothing. I've seen this done a million times before. I've seen it done a million times better. And I've seen it done in other medium, where it works well. Does it work well here?
Like I say, it's one of the toughest genres. I think that people work that they threw in the scares, the loud music, the big lighting all of a sudden, which gave you the jump. Ultimately, how much did I care? I think there's something in the directing. I love it if you see it. I'd love to see if this also affected you. But they talk about this baby that's upstairs, and yet they're shouting at each other constantly. They're making so much noise. There's just something really strange and unrealistic and unconnecting in what they're doing.
Yeah.
When they're talking to each other, they shout at each other all the time.
Yeah, and no
which
one
means
gives any
everything is here.
So
in the
nowhere to
writing,
go.
there is kind of like some dynamics of relationship dynamics, but because it's pitched here from the start, when it's there in the writing, we've already hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
So it just becomes shouting. It becomes white noise. It lacks in its direction and its performing for most of the characters. For me, just any diversity, any range, any spectrum. It really does stand out to me why the good performers that we see and we say are freaking amazing. Why are they amazing? Because they bring such colour and variation to their role.
But also
here it was
groundedness.
Just
That's the problem.
It wasn't grounded. However, we did get grounded in one character.
Yes, you loved the role of.
I think everybody
you loved the
did.
Actor,
Stole the show,
Jake
really.
Wood in the role of Ben. I've got to say, he's very sexy.
He's all yours.
Even in this, no, but in that character, he sort of plays like a bit
You
of
like a
a
bit of a
geezer. Do you know what I
Is he
mean?
a plumber,
Like,
a bit of a builder? He is. He's a builder, isn't he? He does
yeah,
it for
like
you.
oh, he come round and fix my plumbing. But like, I loved
really
looking
good.
at him.
He was
but
really
he's very
grounded.
good.
He understood the humour in the text, and he wasn't trying to be funny.
Yeah.
He was playing the role with real believability and groundedness.
Yep.
And as such, we warmed to him against the other characters who were shouting and up here.
Yep.
So as such, he stood out a mile, and he was a pleasure to watch. Which in a cast of 4, almost rescued it. Kind of.
Yeah.
I guess that's where the 2 stars-ish
Yeah,
are.
I was going to say Julia Chan wasn't bad. You know, there were moments. Her accent was consistent throughout. She plays someone that's lived stateside. I could believe she did the job that she proposed to do. She carried herself very, very well. And then we come on to Lily Allen and Hadley Fraser. Now, Hadley Fraser for me was something I would have been expecting a lot more from him because out of everyone in the cast, he's got the most stage experience. You come into this and I was thinking, looking at the cast list, that's going to be the performance. So wrong. It felt so wrong.
I mean, it was committed, but like I say, it was all here. And it's here from the beginning, and then we're just... It's like, when you're having a microphone and it's so loud that it just gets distorted and then you lose the clarity. It was just a lot of distortion. I know the guy is talented. We've seen him in great stuff. We've called him out for his ability. In this, the dynamic was just too much.
Yes.
So for me, in this...
And Lily Allen,
committed,
I love her music. She was absolutely committed. I think this is a great, if it is sort of a stage debut for her, I think this is a great entry-level performance for her. And I do think I'd like to see her play other parts, perhaps on TV, where she's got opportunity to really grow as an actress and to sort of, because when you're on stage, you've got one shot, every single performance, you've got one shot at it. And I think if you get off on the wrong foot or you burn yourself out really quickly at the beginning, it's very difficult discipline to maintain that level throughout the show when you've got no opportunity to go, oh, that didn't feel quite right. Can we do that again? Or blah, blah, blah. It's too exposed for me. But I think she's got potential, is what I would say.
I would throw in as well, I did feel as if they were comfortable in the space. It's meant to be like a living space with
Lounge, kitchen, diner.
and there's lots of business, lots of going on. Often we see shows and then they don't feel as if that is their space.
No.
I did feel as if this was their space. There's some nice directing things there, but like I said, it was all just pitched way too high in terms of the dial.
Yeah.
So I say living in their space. God, it's a frantic space if that's what a snapshot of the evening was.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
But
It's hard to not. I don't want to give you any spoilers, and I would
Yeah, of
say
course.
if you've not seen a lot in this genre before, maybe you'd enjoy it more than we
Yeah,
can
come on.
enjoy it. Come and check it out and let us know for yourself.
Because hey, that's
If
what
you're-
I think.
If you're a Lily Allen fan, she looks beautiful, like her figure, and she's stunning, and her facial features and her bone structure. I'm so jealous of the bitch, I really am. Yes, that's just what I think.
Tony, just what I think.
What do you think? We've
Let
already
us
said it's
know.
2 stars. We've nowhere to go
If
with
you
it.
do comment below,
Yeah.
please don't put anything that might spoil it for anybody.
Yes.
It's just because the genre is always interesting.
Yeah, so
keep it.
keep the secret.
But even
Not
though
one for us.
we spoil our secret by going 2 stars right at the start. But hey, 2 stars is where it's at for us for this piece.
Hey, and it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. We're the Breaker Leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Bye.